I'm John Huntsman, United States Ambassador to Russia. Amid everything that has happened in recent days, I wanted to be sure that you heard directly why the United States and others have resolved to take the actions that we have in Syria. As the President said, the chemical weapons attack by the Syrian regime against innocent civilians in Douma, Syria, on April 7th was horrifying and required an immediate response from the international community. Although some have tried to obscure the truth, the fact is that a large amount of credible reporting, some of which is easily available to the public, indicates that chemical weapons were used in Douma on April 7th, an attack that took place in an area of Syrian regime operations. These reports are consistent with the Syrian regime's established pattern of chemical weapons use. The United States has called on all members of the international community to hold the perpetrators of these horrific acts accountable. Our allies agreed on the necessity for a strong joint response that would demonstrate the world's resolve that the use of chemical weapons cannot be allowed to continue. Before we took action, the United States communicated with the Russian Federation to reduce the danger of any Russian or civilian casualties. All of the targets were directly linked with the Assad regime's illegal chemical weapons program.
With regard to the Russian concerns, we specifically identified these targets to mitigate the risk of Russian forces being involved, and we used our normal deconfliction channels. Those were active this week to work through the airspace issues and so forth. We did not do any coordination with the Russians on the strikes, nor did we pre-notify them.
Before we took action, the United States communicated with the Russian Federation to reduce the danger of any Russian or civilian casualties.
So forth. We did not do any coordination with the Russians on the strikes, nor did we pre-notify them.
This is not about a conflict between superpowers, but about the principle that the use of chemical weapons is simply unacceptable. We would still welcome cooperation with a Russia that will do the right thing and join the rest of the world in condemning the Assad regime for its horrific actions and ensuring they cannot happen again. We are ready to engage with Russia on this issue, but we cannot and will not tolerate the Assad regime's use of these horrific, illegal weapons. Thank you.
The Russian regime, whose hands are all covered in the blood of Syrian children, cannot be ashamed by pictures of its victims. We've tried that before. We must not overlook Russia and Iran's roles in enabling the Assad regime's murderous destruction.